My travels, my love for food, my childhood memories, innovations that I've worked on and recipes that I've worked on that I feel that showcases ingredients from the South that people might not ordinarily eat. My name is Chef Brandon Walker. Right now we're at Essie's restaurant, located in the Little Italy section of Poughkeepsie. I've worked in Italian restaurants, I've worked in American restaurants, I've worked overseas in Spain, Japan, so a lot of my inspiration comes from those travels and those experiences. I like to cook globally, so whenever I'm creating menus, I always try to think about flavor profiles that I want to highlight. I always try to bring my lineage and my culture in the forefront when I'm cooking my food. And whenever I think about, my lineage and my Caribbean lineage, I think about, okay, who were the people who came from Africa to the Caribbean or to Jamaica? 'Cause my dad is from Jamaica. And to my knowledge, I believe there's a lot of West Africans that came to the Caribbean, throughout the Caribbean. So if you think about it, each culture, we're all one in a sense when you talk about food, because we all have the same techniques, but we use different flavor profiles. We use the same techniques. When you enter my restaurant, I created this space so that way when people walk into the doors of my restaurant, they feel like they're dining in my home. Essie is the name of my grandmother. I named it after her because, again, I wanted to pay homage to the women in my family. They were all great cooks. I chose her name specifically because it's catchy, it's memorable, it's easy to say, it just fit right, it just sounded right. If you look at any culture around the world, it can be considered as a soulful food because if it's made with love and a genuine aspiration to make it taste good, it's soulful. In anything that you cook or make, there has to be harmony and there has to be balance. It can't be too salty, it can't be too acidic, it can't be too creamy. All the ingredients that we've used are very delicious and very fresh. The variety of kale that I use is called lacinato kale. We clean the kale first. We take the rib out, the stems off. We wash them, we stack them up together, we roll them, and then we chiffonade them. We take some onions. I like to slice them. Some people can dice them. The onions and garlic, we like to cook them in a little bacon fat. So we render out the fat till it's a little crispy. Then we add the onions and the garlic, the lacinato kale, apple cider vinegar, salt and pepper, water, some thyme, and then we bring that up to a boil, and then we let that braise and cook for about, I like to do mine like a medium to fine chiffonade, so that way it cuts on the cooking time, and then we could eat the greens right away. We do a West African roasted chicken. It has paprika, West African spices, a little cumin, coriander, black pepper, salt. We hit it with some extra virgin olive oil. We season the cavity with a little salt and pepper. We put orange in the cavity. We put garlic and thyme inside of the cavity of the bird. And the reason why we do that is because once the bird's in the oven, intermuscular liquid that's inside of the chicken starts to boil, and it creates a steam inside of the cavity. And those aromas, all those aromatics, they heat up, and that permeates the bird. We want to get nice caramelization on the outside of the bird, so that way the bird's skin is crispy and it's delicious. We move on to plating up the dish, and then you serve it family style, or you can serve it plated to your guests or friends or family, whoever you're dining with at the moment. Food can bring people together in a lot of ways. It can bring people together by learning about culture. It can bring people together by learning how to use different cooking techniques, a specific recipe. It could enlighten people about flavor profiles from your family. If you have a garden in your backyard and you know that there's a family who's in need, so that your food doesn't go to waste, you can be a good neighbor or a good Samaritan in the community and provide food for a family that's in need. I really get passionate about food. It's just something I love. I know it sounds cliche, but when you're walking and living in your passion, it's never work. What I would say to aspiring black chefs is to continue to push yourself to be the best that you can be. And Don't give up.